You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? How we doing? I got a final for you. Indiana Fever take down the Seattle Storm 78-74 on the road up in Seattle.
You guys survived that. I think it was an 11-0 run by Seattle in the final 5 minutes. Just kind of how gutsy was that to pull that out?
It was very gutsy, every win ain't gonna be pretty. So I'm happy that we kept our composure even though Seattle went on an 11-0 run. We've been through situations like that, but I think that we just stayed together and we talked about it and we moved on to the next play.
I also think it shows the growth that we've had as a team, because early in the season we were just so inconsistent, and if teams were to do that, we would normally lose those games. But it just shows that we're getting closer, we're trusting each other, and I think that's the biggest part, is trusting and knowing that we can win those games even if they go on runs.
To your point about the consistency,
Yeah.
There's been a lot of ups and downs in the WNBA this season. To take care of business in a winning streak like this, what does that sort of say about how this team's come together?
Yeah, Seattle's a great team, a great team, and it's hard to play here. And so we knew that. We knew that they just came off kind of a bad loss against LA, and so they were hungry for a win. But for us, it's not about other teams. It's about our standard. It's about stacking the days. And I think that where our mental's at as a team and as individuals, we're in a really good spot. And, it's not going to be easy moving forward, but I think today we stayed true to the scout. We trusted the offense. Kelsey has been having a hell of a season. She was a little bit off, but she facilitated for us offensively down the stretch. And it just shows that everyone has something to give, even if your scoring's not going to be there. But I don't know, I'm just proud of our team, and I'm proud that we stacked today.
In Climate Pledge Arena, hard-fought game. The Indiana Fever battled without, took the lead, it controlled it. And looking at it, again, final 78-74. I mean, it was tight throughout the entire game, folks. I'll tell you, this was a back and forth. You talk about a contribution coming in from all of the Indiana Fever. That's what Stephanie White got today. I mean,
This was May or June. You guys might not have been able to pull out this game, especially with Seattle's 11-0 run. Just what does it say to the growth the team has had and how they're able to kind of find a little bit of consistency in this game?
I think it says a lot. They know one another a little bit better now. We're maturing in how we handle situations and how we handle runs. We stayed neutral. We didn't get too high. We didn't get too low. Look, this league is tough, and teams are going to make runs. And this is a veteran team in Seattle who understands the ebbs and flows of a game and made plays when they needed to make plays. And I was proud of our group for how we stayed. Not just together, because we always stay together, but how we stayed even, and we came down and we went to the next play. We made some big plays in key moments that allowed us to win the ball game.
it wasn't, let's put it like this, they didn't paint a Picasso out there, but they went ahead and took care of business. You looked at it, it was tight in the fourth quarter. Indiana led 17-6 after the first. They widened the gap 25-18 in the second. Both teams put up 20 points each in the third, and Indiana finished strong in the fourth, 20-18. Who took over the star performers for the Indiana Fever today? Natasha Howard got in there, 21 points, 10 for 12 from the field goals, plus grabbed a rebound and was flawless in the free throws. Aliyah Boston, I'll tell you what, folks. Money Mike, I'll tell you, most improved player in the WNBA, that's going to be Aliyah Boston. I mean, she is battling each and every night. What did Boston do? 16 rebounds, 12 points. Steady inside presence and is playing fearless down the stretch for the Indiana Fever. Guma Gay played well, tallied 16 points, but struggled 7-20 from the field goals. Seattle was all over the place. They really couldn't get going. They felt their legs were rubbery, double overtime game. But you want to push it to the stats, analytics, what happened out there. Indiana shot 47% from the field. Seattle managed to do 44%. Three-point shooting, boy, I'll tell you what, Indiana shot 18% and Seattle only 13%. That's not very good for either team. But looking at the total, both tried to keep the turnovers in check. Indiana committed 16 turnovers, Seattle 15. Rebounds were nearly even, 32 versus 33. Here's the point with the Indiana Fever in the first quarter. Indiana Fever had 7 turnovers. That's going to drive Stephanie White crazy. Key moments, there were a lot of key moments. Indiana didn't have to play their best game to win the game. In the second quarter, they got got it going. Seattle, they gave up a big run and allowed Seattle to come on back and get back in the game. You're looking at it an 11-0 run, but you got to look at Howard and Boston took it down the stretch, and really they were the charge mates of the game. I mean, Howard led with 21 points again, nearly perfect shooting. Aliyah Boston to dominate the gas, fearless veteran now, fearless, but most improved. She can play on the perimeter, and she is attacking the basket. And you got to look at the Indiana get their best game. No, they didn't need their best game. They're a clutch team, and they've got a lot of ball players that are just really sharing the ball. And when you get right to it, you got to look at that because again, the Indiana Fever are on the road, 17-12, five straight wins now for the Indiana Fever. And you back that up and you say, well, okay, well, who really dominated? Really, no one did. Ari McDonald got a couple big time steals, right? Got 9 assists out there today. Shot at 4 for 10, 0 of 5 from the 3-point line, but still battled on back in. I'll take you to Kelsey Mitchell, folks. This is a good stat line. +7 for the game, finished with 9 points. 3 for 16, 0 for 8 from the 3-point line, but kept it steady, hit a big bucket, dished out 5 assists, right? And again, Boston 7-11, always open every time. Boston 31 minutes, 7-11 from the field. Got in there, got you 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and a block, getting you a +416. And again, Natasha Howard, boy, it looks like her steps keep getting shorter and shorter, but still 32 minutes, 10 of 12. And that's playing good basketball, finding and making the right reads. I mean, a couple defensive assignments weren't there for her, but still she battled it on out. And again, you get to the bench. I mean, really didn't understand it. Bibby's role quite yet. That's going to take some time. Dantas knocked down a few nice field goals. So the Indiana Fever in Lexi Hall didn't score a point, came out +1 on the defensive end, really battled. So you gotta put all this together. It gives you 78-74. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio podcast. The Indiana Fever are trending in the right direction to have success. It's just the beginning. You got to look at it from the standpoint of where do they want to finish. And right now, they're still putting their roster together, but they come out, they beat the Seattle Storm. Next up for the Indiana Fever, no doubt about it, they're going to face the LA Sparks, and that's going to be a different type of matchup. And the Sparks are hot as well, so we'll see where it lands. Indiana Fever take the victory, 78-74. They're topping in at 17-12. Big playoff implication happened that gives the Fever an edge in this game. So the Indiana Fever are rocking and rolling. Storm, not as good as I thought they would be. They kind of were a little sloppy. But at the end of the day, that's called the WNBA. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio podcast. All things are possible to those who believe. Indiana Fever get the victory, and we shall see you soon.